Alright guys, your boy's Joke, still sick, but this time we're going to be covering the anime, the soon-to-be couple. So off rip, we got the characters Toname, the invisible man, and Yakuo, obviously, the blind girl. So right off bat, I really like Toname because he's pretty smooth and gentlemanly, and when I say smooth, I mean with his language and like with his intentions, and I'm going to bring that up in a scene that we're going to talk about. Now going over to Yakuo, she's pretty cute and her design is pretty simple, but I like it. And then one of the interesting things about it is because obviously she is blind, we get to see some kind of perspectives from her and like what some of the things that she deals with. But again, it's the first episode, so we only see like one or two things, and I will mention it in a bit. Actually, one of the things that she does have that I'm not going to talk about is she has a watch and it vibrates to tell her the time. It doesn't like speak out loud or anything like that. It vibrates and she knows the time. So that's pretty interesting to see. Alright, so obviously the best part of the episode was the date scene. They went on a date. I liked how straightforward Toname is in terms of like asking her out and stuff like that. It's pretty nice. Obviously she didn't know it was a date until she started thinking about it, but she says that, and once she realizes it's a date and Toname obviously sees she's kind of nervous, he goes and like places her hand on his chest basically because she can't see, so she's able to feel his heartbeat and stuff like that, and his lines were really smooth, basically letting her know that he's also nervous and that she's not the only one. And so I thought that was super cute, the way it was handled and everything like that. And you have the people in the restaurant looking in, obviously, but she yells out, I forgot what the line is, but she says something. Everybody's like staring and they're looking and they all have their blushy face and they're smiling. It's super cute. But also another thing to notice in that background is that there's other mythical creatures. Like there's a girl with like deer antlers or something like that, or like sticks coming out of her head. And so we see a couple other mythical type creatures. Speaking of other mythical type creatures, we have the two co-workers that work with them. We have Jarashi, which is the wolf girl, or maybe a tiger slash cheetah, leopard. I don't actually know what kind of animal she is, but she's there. I had originally thought that upon just looking at the thumbnail, I thought she was going to be like the mom and dad of the characters and that they were actually in a living room. But that is not the case. That is actually the workplace. That is not a living room. And those two are co-workers. She's very helpful, obviously, to Yakuo, and she likes to tease her a little bit once she finds out about the romance, but it's very, very slow and it's very, very small. Again, we only have like a couple minutes of footage so far, but we'll see how their dynamic develops throughout the anime. Then we have the boy Kikira. He's very blunt, but he's caring, just like Jarashi. In the caring sense, not the blunt sense. But yeah, he's very blunt, and but that could be just because he's tired. So damn tired, bro. He keeps reminding us, but he's alright, nothing crazy. Yeah, they be working in a detective agency, and because of that, they get some pretty interesting requests. We get a few of them. We find out aliens exist, and I really like the first one, and they didn't actually solve it, so it could be in episode 2 or in a future episode. But this girl thinks that her boyfriend is cheating, or maybe fiance, I'm not sure, and Toname is following him, and we get to see that he kind of just takes pictures of him going to work, and then that's it. And then we get a different case or whatever. But the point is, it's kind of interesting to see the different cases that they get, and I feel like that's a nice little aspect about it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it, because overall it's just extremely heartwarming. It's cute, and not a whole lot's happening so far, because it's kind of like romance, a slice of life type shit, you feel me? So something that I really like, but there's not much to talk about it other than the fact that it really does warm my heart, and I just feel good watching it. And that's the whole purpose, and I think it's doing a great job. I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Nobody has commented on any of my other videos, but that's okay. Eventually, someone might comment, and I'll be there to read it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.